Good evening. I was almost afraid to look over my shoulder, worried that you are all outside enjoying the beautiful weather or hanging out around Tartu. But you are not, and you are here, and I'm very grateful for that. Before I make the key observations that I had today, let me begin with a very, very practical information. It's about tomorrow. If you are heading back to Tallinn tomorrow on the joint buses, please make sure that you check out from the hotel in the morning, bring your luggage here, we store it in a wardrobe, and then later when the buses go, you are all set and here. That is my technical announcement for you. Okay. Now to the key observations. It's been a rich and beautiful day. I've enjoyed every session, and I've at least peaked at every session. And when talking to my colleagues and talking to many of you, I actually noticed that I spoke to 82 people today, deliberately. Then I came up with 3 things that struck me as sort of something that I would like to take away from today, and I'd like to share them with you. The first is the notion that digital success is so much about dignity. Because having access to services, being treated equally, irrespective of our gender or race or where we come from, is dignifying. If I go to a person at the counter and that person has a bad day or has an issue with me, that might not be the most beautiful experience for me or for the person. But having access to public services or being able to be engaged in public policy making through digital tools gives us equal treatment, and that gives us dignity. As our president, Toomas Hendrik Ilves, said yesterday when we had the fantastic opening party, he said that digital tools are good because you can't bribe them. And bribing, both giving bribe and taking bribe, is undignifying. And exactly the same is with access and making the best use. So when digitally transforming our societies, it's not just about saving time or saving money. It's about giving people and our society dignity. The second observation that I had today is that I heard a lot of talks around 2 things: potential and opportunity. We have countries around the globe with very young population, which has a lot of potential, but not necessarily the economical level of having good access to gadgets or having good public services provided digitally. So how do we make potential and opportunity meet in a society as well as in a person? Let me tell you a story. A few weeks ago, I spoke to a family member, and she had pressed the button which says, "Open me," and lost a few thousand euros. And then I said, "Why did you do it?" And she said, "Well, there was an opportunity." I said, "Haven't you heard about two-folded or double identification and not doing that?" She says, "No, I don't have a potential to study those new things." And I think she's wrong, because our president said in the morning that education is the key both to potential and opportunities. Education to develop things that create opportunity, not just for the few, but for the whole society. And education for potential, for people to know how to use them, have the courage to use them, and have the incentive and motivation to give input to make those public services and public policies far better. My third takeaway is something that Estonian president spoke in the morning, Angolan minister spoke in his speech to address the signing of the memorandum, and Merle and Andrew Grotto finished now. It's about cooperation. And it's not only about cooperation perhaps between two countries or between the two sectors, but it's the daily cooperation we do all the time. Cooperation doesn't necessarily need to lead in a product. I would rather see it leading to an outcome. And in this world where we operate, where eGovernance Academy operates, we'd like that outcome to be a digital transformation that would lead to societies that are open and prosperous. That's why we do digital transformation, because we believe in it. And that's what our cooperation should be. So I would embrace cooperation, not just doing things together, but also listening to each other, being attentive, learning from each other, talking to each other, reading some of the materials that people who have been on the stage today have talked about. But also having fun and enjoying ourselves. So there are two things where today we could use your cooperation. One of them is that please give us feedback now, later, tomorrow, when you go back home, of what you thought of this conference, what you would like to see in the future, who you would like to see in the future. And we'll do our best to through that cooperation, to give the best outcome. And second, we need your cooperation tonight to have fun. Because at 8 o'clock, everybody in Tartu, we're going to have a fun party in the AHA Science Center. If it's anything like it was yesterday, I'm afraid that building is not going to have a roof over it. But we'll see that later. So on those words, on those 3 observations, thank you very much for a fantastic day. Thank you very much, all the speakers, all the people who have put this show together. And above all, this is a cooperation with the participants, from us as organizers and from the speakers on the stage. So thank you all, and see you at 8 o'clock at the party place.